Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Well, everybody, it's Mike over here at Growtopia, and it's Sunday morning at 6 something, and I know I was not planning on doing a video today, but I woke up and I chose violence. I came into my nursery and had discovered something very unfortunate. Everything has doubled in size since yesterday, so we're going to actually do some transplanting. Well, one of the things I want to show you guys is actually me using my containers. So I'm actually going to be putting the plants that I'm going to be showing you into these containers using my actual homemade soil. Now, my homemade soil doesn't come with the little white bowls in it. My homemade soil is not mixed with other soils that you buy from the store. It is literally, I've lost it already. It is literally miscellaneous shit. So in my homemade soil, as you can see here, see, my soil, unlike many others that you see that people claim are homemade, looks like dirt. Well, it should look like dirt because that's where most of this came from. I literally just got this out of my compost. And now it's not 100% ready yet. As you can see, it does have some of the wood chips in it. And it has quite a beautiful smell. I'm not sure what this is, but it's something that's decaying. Wow. Oh yeah. This has got a nice odorous apoleus. See, you can see there's a piece of corn stalk in there. Some pine needles. Something else that's in the middle of the king. I did have some chicken bones and some steak bones I had to pull out before I brought it in the house. Like, this is the bottom of something, so you can see it still has the bag on it. Still has the roots from it. So this was bottom of corn stalk. This is something. Okay, so anyway. How do I make my homemade soil? Check out a video of my compost bucket on setting up a compost bucket on my YouTube channel. You guys will see the information for that. I'll probably just grab the link of that YouTube video and actually put it in the description below on how to make your own compost. But basically, it's really simple. This started off as just grass. And what I do is I have two pails running. So when one pail is about almost halfway full, and the other one is about halfway full, I'll take one compost bucket and I'll go back and forth with each other, so that basically the two things you really need for a compost bucket to work great is soil and wood chips. The soil you get from the byproduct of everything decaying down, and you take that soil that you've made and you stick it into the next compost bucket. You want at least like maybe that much in there, and then you take the wood chips, and those wood chips that you like I have that I'm spreading on everything, I take the wood chips and I mix it all throughout everything, and then I put about that much on top. The reason why is because the wood chips, as they rot down and decay, they get extremely hot, and that hot decaying process actually will actually accelerate the whole bottom section of that compost bucket. That's something new that I've been experimenting with. That's not something that was in that video, but it's pretty cool. So I have not bought a bag of soil in a long time, and I have gone through one. I think it's a 50-gallon pail or 55-gallon garbage pail. I've gone through one already, and I'm in the process of making two of them, and this is actually from one of them that's a little further along. And if you do things right, you don't need a lot of soil, except for doing like miscellaneous things. So having abundant of supply of soil, you really don't need it, unless you are kind of doing like the little pots and stuff. That's really it. Anyway, let's get to today's video. So, where are we on this train? Well, I showed you guys a bunch of stuff yesterday, and one of the things I said, well, I'm not going to film another video until next Saturday on the progress of everything that's growing. And, well, apparently, everything wants to be back on camera. That is literally a 24 hours later. Look at these guys. The tomatoes. They just took off. Goodbye. You got tomato. You got a green zebra. Mortgage lifters higher. We got grande. Look at these guys. They don't need to be in here anymore. They don't need to be in this tray. Is what I'm really getting at. So, what I want to do is what I'm going to show you guys is how I'm doing my transplanting of it. So, first things first is we need a tray that's empty. This is a tray that's empty. I'm going to take my pot, stick my pot in here, and I'm going to take my tomato, Super Sweet 100. I'm just going to stick it in here, such. Stick that down there, just for now. I'm going to do that with all of them. Okay. And actually, I can stick them right next to each other, like such. Because basically, they're going to outgrow that little bag they're in. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. It's got to be this stuff. You said that I brought in. So being that they're going to outgrow their surrounding, putting them into the pot is going to be good for their next steps. There is almost, literally everything in here is going somewhere else. So I don't want to do all of these in front of you because I want to make an 80-hour video, but just get, that was great. So what I'm going to do is we got those ones there. Put you guys off to the side for now. I'm going to take my soil. My actual real homemade soil, not what everybody else calls homemade, where they fake it till they make it, right? And then, like I said, with these trays, is I'm going to put some water in the bottom. So being I got the little guy in here, and what I'm doing is I'm just kind of smushing the bag down. So what I want to do is I want to plant them lower. So what you could do is you can actually take the bottom of the bag, because remember it's a tomato plant, you want to bury them a little deeper. So if you take the bag and you just carefully go along the bottom of it, you can actually break off the bottom of the bag. Okay, so I'm going to take the bottom off this bag just like that. So now that actually allows the tomato plant to sit lower inside the container, which is what we want. And then I'm going to take the soil and I'm going to carefully backfill around it. So it smells great. Backfilling around it. Just grab the tomato plant and try to push it up, push it off to the side. So it's now that I've backfilled around them, I'm just going to come by and I'm just going to fill the soil up, basically almost to the bottom of the leaves. Alright, just like that, we got one transplanted. So you saw what I did was I cut the bottom of it, I stuck it in so I sat lower and then filled around it carefully and then filled the soil right up. And that's basically it that I'm going to do for all of them. That I'm going to be doing that for the mortgage lifter, the green zebra tomatoes, the real grande that's going to be in here. I'm not 100% sure. I'm kind of like on the fence. I'm like, do I keep them inside? I do want to try to keep them inside, especially now that they're growing, and see if I can keep them inside for as long as I can. Or I take them outside, and as temperatures start to get colder, because it's kind of getting hard to constantly try to grow tomatoes that mature in 70 days. So I might have to actually bring them back inside, and then somehow string them up in the nursery, and I can grow tomatoes throughout the winter. And then when planting time comes, which this might be a stretch. I mean, I'm talking about we don't start putting stuff outside until May, and it's still August. So you got August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So I got 10 months Might be really interesting. But who knows? You know, the temperatures change. Sometimes we get warmer winters. Sometimes we get colder winters. There's no such thing as global warming. It's called the Earth is rotating. This has been going on for millions and millions of years. Why was there, you know, in 1912, 3,500 feet of snow outside someone's house? People would have said probably an ice age due to smoking cigarettes. You don't know what they said in 1912 or 1880. Ah, look at that guy. He's smoking a cigarette. That's why we got 40 feet of snow outside the house. He's polluting the airwaves. Anyway, so that's my 2 cents. But I'm going to do that with all my plants. So hopefully next Saturday. Now that, cause the reason why I just wanted to film a video quick was because I didn't want them in the trays for too long, and then they can get, you know, overwatered and rotten out. So they're basically, I'm going to put water in here, and actually, yeah, I forgot to put fertilizer in here, so I'm going to have to fertilize this guy. What I'll do is I'll probably stick the fertilizer on the water for them. That's what I'll do. I'll put fertilizer in here, and I'll mix it up, and I'll put it in the water so they can sit, and then with the holes on the bottom they can drink the water as they need it. So anyway, guys, like, subscribe, share it with your friends and families. Next Saturday, I promise you, / Sunday, you will see what this looks like when you're supposed to be seeing it after a week later. And I just want you guys to take a look at this one plant here. You could see the height of it from my finger, and it's about almost up to my knuckle. So we will see what will be on the growth scale of these guys. I'm sticking this in here. And also, these things are really great too in case that I want to turn around and sell any of my product to anybody. Here's a perfect little starter kit and a starting container, and basically I'd sell it when it's about here, and depending on the plant, I would say somewhere between $5 and $20. I think it's fair. So anyway, guys, like, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. Hope you guys got something out of this. Hope you guys enjoyed my goofy and political funniness from time to time. Yeah, so check it out. Make your own compost, make compost, which you turns into soil, and just grow and do stuff the cheapest way possible, where it doesn't break the bank. Because none of this is costing me tons of money. The soil is free. The wood chips are free. The only thing that cost me money was obviously the bags, the trays, you know, the miscellaneous crap. But all this, like, miscellaneous stuff is really simple. And like I said, for fertilizers, there's different ones you could use. This one is a water soluble one, and it's also meant for, if I'm not mistaken, tomatoes. Mainly for corn, but I've seen it. Contact poison control if ingested. It's all purpose, but it's like a little bit goes a long way. Apply, mix well to desired amount of water. I saw it on here somewhere with plants. So anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. See you next Saturday. Have a great weekend. Have a great Sunday now that the weekend's almost over.